In fact, I find it very strange.
5 minutes after reaching.
No, I find it very strange, Manoj.
Yeah, sorry.
Manoj, I find it very strange, and I'd like Nupur and Sanjana to come in. I find it very strange that the Mumbai police is not even summoning Kangana officially. They seem to be scared. There is no formal summons to Kangana. And all that the police are doing, Nupur, are informal calls.
Well,
Kangana wants to record a statement. Now, I actually think it would have made much more sense to interrogate and not take the statement of Aditya Chopra after Kangana gave her statement, because Kangana, Nupur would have given many leads. So first, the obvious thing would have been first to take Kangana's view, take all the details. Nupur on the left, please, thank you. And then go ahead and interrogate the others. But in this case, the police has not even summoned Kangana, which is bizarre.
well, I'm an absolute.
I think in our country,
Okay, Sanjana, let Nupur go first, then you come in. Yeah.
Time to reciprocate, and that is
She's going ahead, and she wants to give the statement very openly. She's telling that I would like to come and give the statement, but police is not summoning her and not taking her statement. Now, this is something very mysterious, and it's highly questionable. Well, I'm sure that the investigating authorities are doing their own work, and they would be successful in finding the real reason. Well, as and when it comes out, then we'll come to know. Probably it will go to CBI. Today, Sanjay Leela Bhansali also gave a statement that he was not allowed to work with Shushant when he wanted to during Ram Leela, when he was making Ram Leela. He said he's a brilliant actor and I would like to work with him. And on the other hand, well, certain people in Bollywood are very quiet and mute about this entire mysterious death of Sushant Singh. I would hate to believe that it was a suicide, because I don't think so. Okay, even if he was in depression, what depressed him? The nepotism in Bollywood, the groupism, the gangism. There are certain sectors, there are certain people in Bollywood, they monopolize the entire game show, and that is how they put it forward in public. Well, nepotism is probably everywhere. Gangism, groupism, favorism for that matter, is probably everywhere. But it highlights, it sensationalizes in Bollywood because, of course, it is a glamour-oriented field. Well, my condolences with the deceased Sushant, but there is something very, very highly mysterious about this death. Like even, I would say even Jia Khan's death was highly mysterious. Even Sridevi's death was highly mysterious.
Of course.
But here the question is, Arnab,
Sridevi's death was very mysterious.
Investigating
very mysterious. I believe Sridevi's death was mysterious, but we never got to know. Jia Khan's death was very mysterious. We never got to know. And
yes,
in this case, you see, Sanjana, I'll add one more thing here. His business manager's quote-unquote suicide 4-5 days earlier had shocked him.
Through Zoom, and
okay.
It's on. I haven't muted myself.
Yeah, no, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. Please go on.
Riya Chakravarti was making international trips.
Is that Stuti? Stuti, you want to respond?
The transaction was made by Sushant Singh.
Stuti wants to come in. Stuti, I think your audio was mute.
He also came to know that his servant was caught with 22 lakh rupees of cash.
Yeah, please go on, Stuti. Yeah.
Arnab, I think in the country it's a very known fact that law takes its time to reciprocate. And now with the pandemic doing the rounds, I think they're prioritizing all the corona issues first. And anything that is very sensational is a duty of the court.
Sorry, I can't hear you. I have a very bad audio video link. I'm really sorry about it. I'll redial you and I'll get you back. I'll redial you and I'll get you back. In the meantime, I want to go to Aruna Mukhim. As Sanjana, Aruna Mukhim, you're hearing this. See, if the Mumbai police, is the Mumbai police not summoning Kangana? Because if she names Mahesh Bhatt, if she names Mahesh Bhatt and talks of this quote-unquote suicide gang in a formal statement, then they will have no option but to summon him. If she speaks about Karan Johar, for example, then they have no option but to summon him. Is that the reason they are not summoning Kangana? Aruna ji, boliye.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Boliye.
Because he was the maker. She started her career with Mahesh Bhatt.
Ji, Aruna ji.
कंगना को ऐसा क्यों लगता है?
Go on.
कंगना को ऐसा क्यों लगता है? I think. Hello.
जी बोलिए, आप स्क्रीन पर है, आपकी आवाज भी आ रही है, बोलिए। अच्छा, I will have to reconnect with you. Sanjana was on the right. Sanjana, let me take this with you. What is the worry that if Kangana, who spoke of Karan Johar, will need to be called, if Kangana says what she told us in the interview, right, about the film Drive being systematically halted, does the Mumbai police not want to investigate that angle based on Kangana's claim, which she put out in her interview? Otherwise, this is completely unbelievable that they haven't formally summoned her yet. It's very suspicious, Sanjana.
Really, unbelievable.
Sanjana?
I think in India, they just make their own choices and play very safe. They do what they want to do and they don't do what they don't want to do. As a protocol, whatever they have to follow, they have to investigate X
What's the
number of people.
protocol of an
And I think
investigation?
when it comes to the rights to information,
What's the protocol of an investigation?
no, what I mean to say is, no, what you're telling me is that they had to interrogate Kangana and take her take on
Not
it. But
interrogate,
they're very choiceful.
record a statement.
They
want to
want
be
to just do
politically
things
correct.
what comforts them. The cops would be very choiceful. They would do things only what would comfort them and would not do something
means
which,
it's a
which would
cover-up.
give them a deeper insight and which will make them have to. Yeah, they want to cover up, exactly. That's
So they
exactly
want
what
to
I mean.
cover up.
So they want to do
That
things
means
as per
they're
their choices
partial.
and to cover the entire thing up, just blame it on the pandemic, lockdown chal raha hai, and play the
No, but
blame
the
game.
cop's
Or
job
Tariq pe
is
Tariq
to
is the way
investigate
of
the
how
entire
Indian
matter
law always
with
works.
utmost concern and not be partial. But Sanjana, what you're saying is that cops are showing partiality.
Absolutely, they are being.
That
they're,
means
they're
the
not
cops
being
are supposed
fair
to be
is what I
blamed in this
feel.
case because they are not
Yeah,
doing the
obviously
job
they're not being
properly.
fair because it's a very
No, but
controversial
how do we know that
topic.
what they are doing?
It's
Maybe
a
they
very
tomorrow call
controversial
Sanjana
and
and
a very
summon her.
sensitive topic. So we do not have the rights to information. We
And now
all
the entire
being
nation
audiences,
is
we can
with,
sit here and question them
Nasir
and
is
we
on
can,
the debate.
You know, push
Nasir
them
is on the
ahead to
debate. I'd like
buckle up.
Shivani
What
to
we're
come in.
doing
I don't know
is
if
we
Shivani is
show
on.
ahead to buckle
Nasir.
up, but we
Nasir.
don't have rights to information.
Nasir, I'd like
very
Nasir
sad.
to come back on the debate with Ishkaran. See, Nasir, this is looking terrible for your industry. Okay, this lobby fiercely protects the insiders. But what you need to understand, and since you are part of the lobby in a way, you need to tell members of the lobby that they are under national scrutiny right now. That they have never been, Ishkaran, am I wrong in saying they've never been under as much national scrutiny as in this case? And they are looking terrible. They are looking terrible. Everybody, now politicians have come in, the people of the country has come in, everybody is asking. Nasir, tell me, what is this Bollywood lobby worried about in the Sushant case? Is it only guilt or something else?
Yeah, look, I have no idea, firstly, what led to his wanting to take his life if he did. Somebody's even insinuating that it wasn't a suicide. So if it wasn't a suicide, it was a murder, whatever, God knows. But the fact remains, we don't really have the facts, do we? So everybody's behaving like a Sherlock Holmes out here. And I want you to know that there are many other things that are being said about him. There was a problem with a depression he had. He was also being actually treated by doctors.
There you
like that. So we don't know.
Blame it on Sushant, that starts again. You're part of the Blame It on Sushant movement. Very well calibrated by the PR artists. Are you his doctor? Nasir, are you his doctor? Were you his doctor?
No, I don't even know him.
Yeah, then why are you, whose lines are you parroting?
Yes. No, hang on a minute. Don't.
That means you are passing hearsay.
I don't have to be like Mr. Subramaniam Swamy. My point is there are so many things happening. They are still investigating. Why were the contracts with him being actually cancelled? Was there a problem? Was he being arrogant? It happens to a few of the actors.
Was he being arrogant? Or again, blame it on Sushant. He was depressed and he was arrogant.
She has great information.
Viewers, what you are seeing Nasir do is typical setting of a narrative.
Oh, come on. You know, I'm a retired Bollywood guy. I don't do much work, as you can see, and that's fine. But I speak from the heart.
It's already gone.
But everything is there on the social media. These people choose to not to see that. Whenever things comes out of their own, they will go into social media and look for information,
I'm not
each and every
that
information.
affiliated.
And now
I'm
he's
not
saying
a part of the gang.
he doesn't
I'm not a part
have
of the
any
gang.
idea
It's okay.
what is
It's
happening
okay.
with him.
Bollywood
What is
mafia or
happening with the
anything.
investigation? It's been so many days now that since we don't have any right of information.
Ishkaran, I think it is appropriate right now that instead of allowing this narrative setting to go on for any longer, it is more important now that there is an investigation. It's either taken away from the Mumbai police, or the Mumbai police gives us a statement which proves their integrity. There are two, after all, the police can't get arrogant, can it? The police can't say, this is our prosecution, we'll do it our way, you have no business. We have a business, don't we? Do we have a business to ask questions or not, Ishkaran, in this case?
Arnab, two short points. Firstly, it's a question to me, let me answer, please. Arnab, firstly, specific to Kangna Ranaut, I will not say more than this, that Kangna Ranaut and me had a talk. She has sent a message to Mumbai police saying, I want to help in justice. This is my lawyer's number. She has sent my number to Mumbai police saying that please, as per the procedure of law, follow the procedure of law and ask me questions because I want justice for Shushant Singh Rajput. She herself is sending her lawyer's number. They have her number also. Why can't they follow the simple procedure and take her statement? Now that starts,
Why not?
I will not speak more because, let me finish please. I will not speak more than that because that is lawyer and client confidentiality. But I can tell you this, that she is very willing to give a statement. Why can't they send somebody to Manali, or why can't they find an online procedure? She is willing to help in that also. So why is this, as you raised? Second point, if Aditya Chopra and Sanjay Leela Bhansali statements differ with each other in material terms, as has been reported by all media, then what is the procedure? Procedure is to confront them with each other, because one of them is definitely then not being truthful.
Yeah.
Why has that
Shibani,
been done? Or you are doing khana purti. So these, I don't want to speak this basic
Shibani,
procedure. Mumbai police knows this.
Yeah.
Why aren't they doing it? It has to go to
Yeah,
CBI.
but why
There's
doesn't
nothing
somebody
else but
come
going
out
to
with the
CBI.
real truth? Why doesn't somebody come out with the real truth? I don't understand this.
It is the job of investigative agency to come out with the
Yeah,
real truth.
so
but
we
the
wait for
investigation has to
them.
be
So
fair,
we wait
free
for
and
them.
transparent.
So we
But
wait
it
for them.
cannot be when they
What
do investigation
are
when-
the police saying?
In
What are the
case-
police saying after so much of the investigation? What are they saying? Are they suspecting some kind of a foul play? Are they suspecting a kind of a conspiracy? What are they saying? I would like to know.
The problem is the Mumbai police will not say even the most basic thing except deciding on day one that it appears to be a suicide and then proceeding as per that.
No, you do realize here.
Okay.
You do realize here, and Shibani, if we just look at the facts here, talking about the Mumbai police, did the Mumbai police call Aditya Chopra before or after Kangana mentioned? Did the police call Rajiv Masand before or after Kangana mentioned him? I'm sorry, but is Kangana Ranaut the chief investigator? Shibani and Stuti are on the debate. What is bizarre is that till Kangana mentioned these people, they were nowhere in the list of people who were called by the Mumbai police. And yesterday, Stuti and Shibani first, I said that, we all know how close the Mumbai police is to the Bollywood biggies. They all cohabit, they're at the parties. I've been repeatedly giving one example when a big film star could not be found, quote unquote, was absconding. A big police officer was partying with him in a nightclub. So there is a crisis of confidence, there is a conflict of interest that is emerging out here, and we really hope, Shivani, that in this case at least, the truth is not suffocated.
I think everybody is very afraid
Can
of
I get in a point,
now.
please?
Cannot
Shibani.
deny
They're
that
not
there
ready.
Shibani.
is a
It's woman
definite
who's
nexus.
extremely
Shibani.
gutsy and honest.
Thank you. Yeah, go on, Shivani. I just had your audio. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I've just been told there's no audio with you. Stuti, can I check your audio, please? Did you hear that, Stuti?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you
go
hear
on,
me?
go on,
I can
Stuti.
hear
Yeah,
you.
go on, yeah.
Okay. I couldn't agree more with you. I think the fact that Kangna
Came on the show, and there was so much that she revealed about what she felt had happened. I think it is only important that the investigating agencies call her and take her statement, because I think it's something that Sushant's fans and everyone actually deserves to know the reason. I mean, there are so many questions and we deserve answers. Because the more we delay, I think what is happening is so toxic and negative, with so many people claiming so many things. I want the investigating agencies really driving this, and till that doesn't happen, I don't see this mess that we are in today ever sorting itself out. And I think we owe it to
No, but why is there a
Sushant's fans,
cabal
and
of
we owe it
silence
to
in
his
Bollywood? Tell me the inside stories, Tuti, you know. What's happening? There is a dismiss, there is an attempt. Listen, when there were rape allegations against a well-known producer, okay, when there was a rape allegation against a well-known producer, very close to Shah Rukh Khan, what was that? There was a cabal of silence at that time as well about him. Nobody spoke for the victim. It's pathetic, okay? And these insiders are fiercely protected. Bollywood indulges in whitewashing and glorifying the life of an actor who has served prison terms for possession of drugs and arms smuggling. And you try to make a cute film on him called Sanju. See, let's be very direct. You are glorifying the life of a person who has served prison terms for things like possession of arms and arms smuggling. You're trying to make that cute. You realize, what is going wrong is Bollywood gone insane. And in this case, has Bollywood gone insane? Do you know how much anger there is across India? So, as an insider, Stuti, are they even aware of the sentiment across the country in Sushant's case? Or
especially now with words like insider, outsider, they've become so loaded. I definitely am not an insider. I'm a journalist, I'm a film critic. I interview these people, they aren't my best friends, but what I can say and what is happening today with the things that are trending on Twitter, on social media, there are lots of questions, and rightly so. However, we need to understand that Bollywood, I mean, the people who make Bollywood, this term that we use as a collective for our stars, for our directors, people who in so many ways influence popular culture, they're made up of people like us.
But that's not it. You're not answering my question. You're not answering my question.
No, but to answer your question...
No, you're not answering. So I want you to come straight into the debate. There's serious questions here. Sushant was driven... I don't believe the narrative that he committed suicide, for example,
No, absolutely. Nobody is ready to believe that, which is why we need an investigation.
No, but why is nobody except Kangna speaking up? I felt so happy today. Everyone saw, I felt so happy today. Meena, I interviewed Shatrughan Sinha some time back. I'll play the interview over the weekend. Shatrughan Sinha has shown so much strength and character in the way he spoke of Kangna, in the way he spoke about the hypocrisy of people like Karan Johar. He said that, these people should not think that they own Bollywood. When I asked him that Karan Johar said to a giggling anchor that Kangna should leave Bollywood, Shatrughan Sinha said that people like Karan should not think ye kisi ki jagir nahi hai Bollywood. But on the other hand, what happened to the cabal? They lost all spine this time, is it? Nasir? Ishkaran, they lost all spine.
Arnab, real life heroes and real life heroes are being separated today. And
completely.
What we are seeing is Kangna is a real life hero. If Mr. Sinha has said what you're saying, he said he is a real life hero in this issue. We are seeing real life, fake, 10 takes, 20 shots, spray tan, heroes being separated from real life warriors who have courage to fight.
Well said. Absolutely. Nasir is responding. Nasir.
The question at hand. I would like to be clear about the question at hand. Are we debating whether it was a suicide or was it an abetment to suicide? Was he forced to commit a suicide or was it murder? That is what I'm really wondering. What are we talking about here?
Well, Nasir, if it's taken you so long to wonder about that, I mean, the fact of the matter...
No.
Meena wants to respond. Meena has something to respond to you with. You made a point. Meena would like to respond to you. Yes, okay. Meena Das Narayan.
Yeah, it's very clear. It's very clear from the pictures of Shushant and the many marks on his face, his body, that he has been sort of beaten up, okay? And he would have either been drugged and he would have been killed. This is a murder. And the police better prove it fast, otherwise it has to go to CBI. That's it.
Shibani, I lost the video line with you some time back.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, you were making a point here today.
Yes, I'm back.
Yeah, why when there is so much public pressure, when the entire country, the youth of the country are so agitated about how the Bollywood cabal conspired against Shushant, and when there is so much hard evidence which is coming out, how are these Farhan Akhtar's, Shah Rukh Khan's, how are they all quiet? Do they have no sense of responsibility in this case?
Yes,
It's like I used to say that Sachin Tendulkar never ever spoke about match fixing. And I asked Sachin once, in an interview, I said, you never spoke about match fixing. You're only, yes, Sachin was defending his own interests, playing safe. Is the Bollywood cabal also playing safe? Or is more than that?
So probably they're playing safe. Up to them, they are our peers, so to speak. And we are all wanting to hear from them. We want to know what is their view, because the youngsters and the youth of today is standing up. And actually, there is such a huge uproar and upheaval which is happening here. A revolution which, where Kangna Ranaut has been bold and courageous enough to state that, yes, this is because of the groupism and the cabal and the nepotism and all of those things absolutely exist. And I completely second her and support her on that. Because yes, I am a part of the entertainment industry, and I like to distance myself from Bollywood because yes, I've experienced this so-called nepotism and so-called groupism. And
tell me about it. Today, when you say experience, please tell me. No, I would like, if you can, please.
Well, I have proved my the fact that I've given hit song on and they have been accepted by the public, by fans. My songs people sing. Fans sing them in reality shows. But when I knock on the doors of music directors and the so-called Bollywood greats, as they call it, nobody responds to me. Nobody gives me an opportunity, and it's been happening for years and years. So I have decided to be Atmanirbhar, completely self-reliant, and make my own music and be an independent music artist and distance myself from the Bollywood industry, because otherwise I would be really depressed, to end up frustrated, depressed, or maybe go towards committing suicide, which a lot of artists get so pressured under that. Oh my gosh, I'm not successful. I don't want to be in that league. I want to be in a league of my own, and I am continuing to do so. So thank God for my fans and the appreciation that I've been getting from my fans, very, very, very genuinely. And yes, it's important to be self-reliant and not give up like this. What happened with Sushant Singh Rajput, it's very disheartening for people like us, especially.
No, what is disheartening also?
Arnab,
what is
Arnab,
Meena? Yes, Meena.
Arnab, I feel that they are covering up something very big, and some big person is involved in this. The Mumbai police is trying their best to cover it up.
No, see, my point here is I don't know who that big person is, and we can't talk about it till we have hard evidence. But one thing comes up, Ashok.
Yes.
And I think we need to speak up a little bit. I am really disappointed today. Very disappointed. I'm saying this openly on television,
you
Ashok.
asked a question, why are they quiet?
Yeah, why are they quiet?
Can I answer that?
Yeah, please, Ashok, please.
Yes.
Please, Ashok.
Yeah, two reasons. Number one is from day one, they have been ruffled by the outrage, the public outrage. They have been ruffled by it. They are uncomfortable with it. They don't know how to deal with it. Secondly, we have seen in programs like Coffee with Karan and etc. that Shushant has been regularly slighted. He's been slighted. He's been disregarded despite his performances, despite his box office successes, despite his success on television and on the screen. He's not given the status of some of the other stars. Why? So they know that they've done it on so-called popular programs. That's why they're ruffled.
Do you think it's also because somewhere, and if I may add to that, maybe Stuti, you want to talk about it, that and we don't, you know, there's such a culture of servility that has come into Bollywood also, and those who are reporting on Bollywood media, it's also tightly controlled. We also need to talk about that. Stuti, you're a film critic. I think we should talk about it today. That I think the biggest disappointment also is, everyone saw on Stuti, Akshay Kumar, not a word. Ajay Devgan, not a word. Shah Rukh Khan, beyond that tweet, not a word on all the revelations. Amir Khan, all of these people, I think they've dug holes into which they put their heads. Nobody wants to speak. They want to, what Amir, Ajay, Akshay, SRK all want to do, presumably, they want to go back to the status quo. I want to tell them today that status quo is never going to come back. The status quo of today, that status quo is never going to come back. Servility is dead in Bollywood. Camps are going to be broken. Your monopolies are going to be yanked open. Talent is going to break through. None of you will have access to all the big names. All your private deals with big corporate houses are going to be rolled up and thrown into the dustbin. If you think you control the link between Bollywood and Hollywood, that's also a thing of the past. The world is changing around you. So Amir, Ajay, Akshay, realize the new world. Do not disregard the new India. What all of you are doing, and I'm saying this on TV because I'm telling you, television news channels also have this whole culture of servility with, and new media has the culture of servility with these stars. The whole world is slipping under their feet, Ashok. They are not realizing it. The world is changing. This anger that you spoke about, Ashok, is it any less in Kolkata than it is in Bombay or Mumbai, or is it any less in Patna today than it is
tremendous in Kolkata.
It's everywhere. But what has happened to these big stars? Are they tone deaf on this? Or are they choosing not to listen?
Arnab, the anger.
What is also happened
they're choosing
is
not
that
to
they've been
speak.
forced to take
They're
a
choosing
step
not to
back
speak.
because-
Yeah, Stuti.
I think what has also happened is what the panelists before me said. I think there's been so much of outrage. You know, we know of celebrities now switching off the comment section in their social media posts
So if
or
one
leaving
person
Twitter
speaks with
because
or speaks,
I think the expectations of fans, of people who want them to speak is something that they cannot handle. Individually, why these stars are not speaking out are the ones that Kangna specifically named are not talking, probably because they're waiting for the investigation, probably because they want to figure out which way things are. You know, I will not be able to answer that, but definitely the fact that this has opened a conversation about nepotism, about camps. We've always had stars who do not come from a film background actually talk about how difficult it is. We know that because the fact that if you're not from a film family, you might, and everybody talks about how at the end of the day, it is what audiences feel, and your film can be a hit if they watch it. But it is also a fact that if you're not from a film family, if you do not have someone backing you, you do not get as many chances to fail. It is definitely tough. There have been people who have spoken about it. However, in this matter specifically, since Kangna has come out very bravely and she has said what she feels, what I cannot understand, and I think what is worsening the situation is the fact that the investigating agencies are just dragging their feet. What they must do is call Kangna, because if she has evidence, if she has stuff to corroborate what she said, I think it'll only help the investigation and all of us.
I want to tell you
Arnab,
this.
I think the very frank answer to this is they are not speaking because everybody are friends with benefits. So if one actor happens to speak for Sushant or supports Sushant or
but then they are cowards,
stands by
Sanjana.
Sushant, directly or indirectly, they will be defending, sorry?
But then they are all cowards. If you are saying that they are all doing this to defend their own benefits,
they will be in the
cowards.
bad books of many other directors. They will be in the bad books of many other producers who have been accused of Sushant's death. So everybody just wants to play safe. Everybody wants to take care of their own career. Everybody wants to be very happy in their own career.
Well,
because if they have signed a film with the same director or they have signed a film with the same producer, and if they go and stand by Sushant, then their contracts get cancelled, and then they are into personal losses. So for everything that has happened, the best way is just wash your hands, keep quiet and stay hidden.
Well, you know, how did Divya Bharti die? Do we still not have questions about Sridevi's death? How did Jia Khan die? And now Sushant? And why did the young ex-business manager of Sushant, quote unquote, commit suicide 5 days earlier? Would there not be a direct link between that and this? Was that a suicide? Is there a suicide note in this case? How do you know this is a suicide? Why was the first breaking news being sent by quote unquote Mumbai police sources that this was a suicide when the evidence was not really there before you? And more importantly, I mean, these are questions I'm not asking them. If I open the phone lines now, Ishkaran,
Arnab,
you know, if I open the phone lines now, Meena, the people of this country are not on tenterhooks.
And now the people of this country are speaking loud and clear. They are demanding justice. As you have the hashtag, in just 2 hours, there are 8 lakh tweets demanding justice. I set up an email that's flooded with thousands of emails demanding justice. It is public confidence at stake. I hope the Maharashtra government takes that into consideration. The public is watching throughout the country and throughout the world. What was the first leak of it as a suicide? How much investigation was done before the first leak came out that it was suicide? What was done before you came to it? And the amount of blind items that are being said, I am a lawyer, so I won't say all that. But everybody on social media knows what are the questions that are being asked and what are the questions which are casting such humongous doubts on the investigation itself. We deserve as a nation a fair, transparent investigation. Bollywood is not a no investigation zone, be it Sridevi or be it this case. It is high time that Bollywood came into the laws of India and became a free, fair, transparent investigation zone. We deserve answers. We have to have answers. Why is there no answer?
What do you want?
Two people, both in their 30s,
Okay, Aruna.
suddenly commit suicide.
Aruna, क्या पूछ रहे हैं आप? What are you asking? Aruna Mukim.
I'm just asking.
Who's a former member of CBFC is asking.
I'm just asking कि justice सबको चाहिए. Of course, एक young लड़का चला जाता है जिसकी इतनी अच्छी potential थी, जिसके अंदर इतने अच्छे talent था, वो चला जाता है. तो क्या आप पूरी film industry को इसके लिए blame करेंगे? नेपोटिज्म की बहस जो पहले कभी चल रही थी आज इतनी तूल पकड़ लेती है. कंगना रनावत एक झंडा उठाकर चल पड़ती हैं कि जो मेरे झंडे के नीचे है वो सुशांत सिंह के सपोर्ट में है, अगर नहीं है मेरे झंडे के नीचे वो सुशांत सिंह के सपोर्ट में नहीं है. तो आपको क्यों ऐसा लगता है कि अगर आप कंगना रनावत स्टाइल में बोलेंगे तो ही आपकी बात सुनी जाएगी, अदरवाइज नहीं?
नहीं,
आपको ऐसा क्यों लगता है कि कंगना रनावत जिस पे अगर एलिगेशन लगाती है वो ठीक है और नेपोटिज्म और कहीं नहीं होता? आज हमारे और कहीं पे भी वर्ल्ड में आप किसी भी सेक्टर को
Arnab, today a journalist.
नेपोटिज्म तो हर जगह है. आप इसे डिनाई कर सकते हैं.
Arnab, today a journalist
Wait, let me finish, ma'am. I have just started, give me some time.
Arnab,
I have just started. Let me say something. आज नेपोटिज्म हर फील्ड में है.
No, that's no argument.
Big businesses house में
I don't accept. Sub field में is no justification. Aruna ji, there's no justification. Sub field में. What do you mean just sub field में तो accept करे? बिल्कुल नहीं होगी. बिल्कुल नहीं होगी. I don't believe in it. And this is not nepotism. This is a crime. Don't call it nepotism. Nepotism is a soft word. Meena is saying something. Meena.
Arnab.
No, I am saying something.
Arnab, today a journalist, who supports Congress, okay, she was saying. Congress was saying that let Sushant die peacefully and just forget about it. Okay, same way Vidya Balan also said let him have a peaceful death. Okay, all these people have vested interests. Vidya Balan is married to a very rich producer who's
rich producer. The fact is that I don't want to make this personal at all. It's not about an individual. But I overall feel whether it's Vidya Balan or Akshay or Ajay Devgan or SRK or Amir Khan and all the somewhere at some stage of their life they will look back on this and they will all have to come to terms with the fact that when they needed to speak up they were all silent. What a crying shame. Ishkaran, I wish you luck.
Silent because
Can I
of
say
the
something?
interest.
Arnab,
Ashok.
I just want to say,
10 seconds, Ashok.
Arnab, one comment. I just want to, just because there is nepotism elsewhere doesn't justify nepotism at a particular
Absolutely it doesn't, but this is not nepotism, it's a crime. I am overshot on time now. We are going to take this forward. Our investigation is going to be relentless on this. See you tomorrow at 9. Good night and goodbye.